Hello students, today teach you the brushed column of formula. The brushed column of formula is brushed is denoted as Q. The Q equal to summation of PU into del H divided by HU, capital HU into HS. So where Q equal to the brushed column, so the PU equal to the sum of load. The column section is load is sum of load is PU. The H equal to total lateral strain of column section. The HS, small hs equal to height of the store in column section, and del H equal to force displacement, total applied in force discharge of the del H. If suppose Q of less than or greater, the less than or greater 0.04, so the column section is non-sway column. So the Q is greater than or equal to 0.04, so the sway column. So find out of the question is non-sway column or sway column. So question is given that if 400 kilonewton of axial force applied on a building of height 3.5 meter of 300 kilonewton lateral force, the displace of the building by 15 mm. Find out the type of column. So the find out column of sway column or the non-sway column. So the given of if the 400 kilonewton of axial force, so the PU equal to sum of load, so PU equal to 400 kilonewton. 400 kilonewton, so sum of Newton per mm square, the 400 into 1000 including multiplication. So the 400 into 10 to the power 3 Newton per mm square. So the HS equal to is applied on the building of height is 3.5 meter. So the HS height, building height is 3.5 meter. So the meter converted to the mm. So 3500 mm. So HU equal to total lateral strain. The 3.5 meter of 300 kilonewton. So the H equal to 300 kilonewton. So the 3 into 5 Newton per mm square. So the last one is force displacement. The force displacement is 15 mm. So the solution that the question is brushed column formula Q equal to summation of PU del S divided by HU and HS. So the formula is given. So put this given value, the given data. So the put this value PU equal to 400 into 10 to the power 3 into del H equal to 15 mm. So the HU equal to 3 into 10 to the power 5 into HS, height of the building 3.5, so converted into 3500 mm. So including answer is 0.005. So therefore Q equal to 0. Answer is given that of 0.005. So the Q is greater than or equal to 0.004. So the column is sway column. So the answer in column of sway in column. So the next one is types of reinforcements. There are three types of reinforcement. We know that the three types of reinforcement. First one the longitudinal reinforcement, second one is transverse reinforcement, and third one is helical reinforcement. So the first one is discuss about the longitudinal reinforcement. The longitudinal reinforcement is cross-sectional area then that the required support, load and minimum percentage of steel depends upon the concrete area. So is known as the longitudinal reinforcement. The first one is the cross-sectional area is longitudinal reinforcement shall not be less than of 0.8%. Shall not be less than. So the second, in any column section that has larger of column section are than the required to support load. So the some load is applied on the longitudinal reinforcement bar. So the minimum percentage of steel or less than or percentage of steel only depends upon the concrete area. So the depends upon only concrete area to resist the direct stress. So applied on the force is distributed of concrete area, so is known as the longitudinal reinforcement. So the next one is cross-sectional area shall not be more than, so the 6% of cross-sectional of column. The cross-sectional shall not be less than of longitudinal reinforcement. So the cross-sectional area of column section. So the next one is the minimum number of longitudinal bar that are the provided 4 number of rectangular section bar, the square of the column. So given that of the diagram is rectangular section, the middle portion is rectangular, so is known as the longitudinal reinforcement bar applied. So the first one is bar section and second one is bar section, so the diameter is 300 mm, so is known as the 300 mm, so is longitudinal reinforcement. The second one is discuss about the transverse reinforcement. The transverse reinforcement is RCC compressive member. So it is known as the RCC compressive member. The reinforcement concrete, cement concrete. The RCC of column is only of compression member shall have transverse and helical reinforcement. So the helical reinforcement because it provided only of lateral support against the building and longitudinal bar. The building is commercial purpose or another one is the residential purpose. Only lateral support is known as the transverse reinforcement. It is reinforced either than the form of circular ring taking of tension of bar or polygonal ring is known as the transverse reinforcement. So another one is helical reinforcement. Helical reinforcement is the only pitch shall not be greater than 75 mm diameter and minimum pitch shall not be less than 25 mm diameter, the helical reinforcement. So it known as helical reinforcement. So thank you.